go, ladies and gentlemen, and we welcome you back here on the final week of the regular season of the Bacchus Pro Gaming Series 2017 Spring Split. Of course, powered by Bacchus Energy Drink. Drive your energy. We're gonna be your shoutcasters for this game. I am Shinbu with a 1-4 and and of course with me is Amplifier. Making a comeback, of course, we just came in mula sa laro, a series of RGH and TNC.
So and TNC officially aren't making it to the playoffs because RGH did deny them that chance when they beat them in that game one. Really intense game. And then we had a fun game to say goodbye to the BGS since that will be their last series until the summer split. So now we're moving into a very, very intense set. Only the first very intense set actually, since we still have IPT and Mineski later. But this is a very important game. It's going to be between New Blood, JSK Esports, and of course our veterans team Manila Eagles.
Two teams lobbying for the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, before we head into that, for our MVP on that match one, it's going to be Lando. We have Lando that Rumble in that game one.
And then Quinn.
And it cannot be denied, the performance in Quinn stat-wise. Siyempre, kahit fun game yun. Kung ano yung score niya, kung ano yung damage niya, yun po yun. And it cannot be denied that Lando is clearly a name embedded in this team of TNC Pro Team. I'm gonna be very much looking forward sa performance niya on the next split.
I mean, he did make a couple of mistakes when he played the Rumble during game one, but
of course,
give and take, looking at throughout his entire split along with TNC, again, like you said, he's really one of the key members of TNC to really watch out for as his career progresses throughout the BGS.
And of course, going back onto our schedule, makikita nyo nga po that as we mentioned, we got JSK Esports, New Blood, as you mentioned, Team Manila Eagles, the rebranded Cerberus Esports. Ladies and gentlemen, can be claimed as the sister team as well of IPT dito. A veteran team with veteran lineups and veteran players. And mamaya, we got Mineski versus IPT. So here, for this game, JSK and TME. As we mentioned, guys, for the conditions of these two teams, JSK Esports only need one win. Okay? Only need one win para makapasok sa playoffs. And that is because they are tied right now with TNC. Okay? So, securing one win will shoot them up 9 points, di ba? And kung makascore man sa kanila, mag-1-1 man sa kanila ang Team Manila Eagles, magiging 8 points lamang po yung Team Manila Eagles dito. Ayun yung problema ngayon. Kaya isang panalo ang kailangan ng JSK Esports. Whereas Team Manila Eagles here, when they secure 2-0, dun pa lamang sila makakapasok sa playoffs. Resulting on I think if I'm not mistaken, that's gonna be a 10-8-8. 10-8-8.
So really, the pressure in this series is on Team Manila Eagles kasi they need to win 2-0 just to be able to make it to playoffs. Unlike JSK, sabihin natin kahit matalo sila sa first game, they still have the second game to be able to, regroup, recatch up, and, try to do their best to win the second game.
I wanna make a call.
Prediction?
If Team Manila Eagles wins this game 1, they're gonna win game 2. Because, again, as you mentioned, the pressure is on the veteran team. But veteran teams, if there's someone who shrugs off pressure, mga veteran teams
that's also true.
One, very capable. Whereas, ang kahinaan or mistake madalas ng mga bagong teams, complacency. Any form of advantage sometimes translates to a mistake. And ang problema dito is if that kind of complacency resulted in a mistake, series of mistakes that will lead for JSK Esports to lose game 1. Yung pagkatalo mula sa game 1 will translate onto a pressure sa game 2.
That's true.
And that will poise TME with the momentum to take a 2-0 sa series na to. That's just my call, of course, for this game. Now, let's see into the drafts.
So bans now. Zach and Rek'Sai being banned, targeted to Coops, and Caitlyn being banned, of course, onto Marky, which was so predictable as a ban. And then we see Rengar, Varus, and Jin banned. All meta bans, pretty much, so pretty standard. And then JSK locking in the Ezreal for this game as the first pick, and then Team TME responding with the Jace and the Kha'Zix, and then the Graves and the Karma comes in for JSK. And then we see actually a couple of bans. That's JSK being removed, one ban I believe as a penalty, but they do ban the Camille against Suzaku, who's very much capable of playing a high mechanical champion like that. And then the Katarina and the Shen is banned on the side of TME.
Start of this patch as well, won't be seeing any Maokai. It's very unlikely that on the last remaining 3 bigs we'll be seeing that locked in Rumble on Suzaku. I'm very interested. I was expecting a Trundle once again dito sa laro natin, especially with the patch being more friendly to the tanks because there's a lot of damage denied dito sa the likes of a Jace, the likes of a Varus because of the nerfs on the masteries. Right now, we'll be seeing, there's a tank, ladies and gentlemen, in the top lane. We'll be seeing the Nautilus very likely. Spotless on this Rise as
Yeah.
well. So, pretty much standard comp talaga
Yeah.
dito sa game natin for the patch 7.4, whereas Team Manila Eagles would be bringing lots of damage.
Yeah,
A lot!
a lot of AP.
A lot of damage this game.
Yeah. So looking at the composition, Ezreal, that's a pretty interesting pick. It's something we haven't seen in a while,
Yeah.
especially
Fervor.
with the popularity.
Might be,
of,
ito na ba yung oras ni A-Style? Oh,
Yeah.
especially with Ezreal. Ezreal getting that fervor buff, of
Yeah.
course. Pero
The-
yun nga, man, what do you think of the composition of Team Manila Eagles?
Yeah, for Team Manila Eagles, it's very interesting kasi Ziggs has actually lost popularity.
Yeah.
With the popularity of lethality AD carries like Varus and Jhin. Pero ever since the nerf, I guess Ziggs would kind of move up on the tier list. I'm not sure how good Marky is on this Ziggs as an AP carry at the bot lane because madalas nga nakikita natin he plays AD carries like Caitlyn, which has been really his staple, not just this split but every split that I remember him ever playing.
Yeah.
So this should be interesting. The play style I guess is somewhat similar in the sense na mahaba yung range nila, so it's really all about the positioning. But again, main worry for TME, they don't have engage.
Yeah,
so it's really all about the poke again. You know, you have
They
the
have an
Jace,
initiator
you
though.
have the Ziggs.
They have an initiator though on the Malzahar. Pero as an engage,
I guess so.
yeah,
It's like
pero,
Flash R.
pero as an engage, yeah,
Yeah,
kind of
it's
lacking.
Yeah, it's a bit scary. But in terms of wave clear, they have a lot of wave clear. So I guess it's going to be a mix of wave clear about picks, especially in the bot lane because you have
You
the
mean for-
Malzahar and the Kha'Zix,
Yeah.
for TME.
TME.
So it's really all about the wave clear,
Yeah,
the
it's
poke,
all-
and the picks.
it's very hard to push against this kind of team.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Ang tanong ko lang is who will protect them?
Yeah,
Their
that's
damage
the
will
big
definitely protect them. Yun yung plano dito because right now I'm barely seeing shields.
Best offense,
barely
the best
seeing
defense is the
the
best.
best offense,
Yeah,
yes.
whatever.
Of course.
However that saying goes.
I want to mention as well that if there's one player that you would want to watch out para sa JSK Esports, kahit bago-bago tong team po natin, given po yan, Spear.
Yeah,
You know, sometimes giving me an impression of Tamsu. Pero
Mm.
iba pa rin ang
Yeah.
Tam God
Well, of course.
na nagiging Farm God na ngayon. Ayan. So, I'm very curious. Of course, there is the featured matchup nga po na si Coops and Spear.
Yeah.
Now, going back onto that, the bottom lane matchup, I want to mention as well, Ezreal, no? Ezreal has a kit design inherently to dodge the skills of the Ziggs.
Yeah.
It's a very likely na, in terms of pressure, I'm leaning more on Jengski pre-level 6.
Yeah.
Pero pagpasok ng level 6, just because of that ultimate of Malzahar being available, dun na. Yun na yung malaking threat. And actually, this Malzahar works really nice in picking off not just the Ezreal, but the Graves as well.
Yeah. I guess yung mahirap lang kasi is that for the AD carry pool, when you don't have a Varus, you don't have a Jhin, and you don't have a Caitlyn, the only other AD carries that have been picked recently would have been the Ziggs and the Ezreal, actually. So I guess, Ashe. Ashe is also possible, but he might not have been comfortable on the pick, so maybe he went for the Ezreal instead. Obviously, it's also a much safer AD carry since you have the ability
I
to
actually
dodge.
talked that then na naman with Sir Raf here na Marky's playstyle, gusto niya high damage na
Okay.
ADCs
Yeah.
talaga.
Well,
Like a Varus.
Now it's gonna be a Ziggs.
Oh, Ziggs. Define damage.
Yeah.
AP damage pa, mga kaibigan.
Exactly.
Let's see, ladies and gents, we are now live in the Summoner's Rift. Do take note that this is our third game for today's episode, the first game on this second match. This is a high-stakes match. For the most part, para pressure is against TME because they cannot afford to lose one game here.
Yes,
Whereas
they
JSK,
have to get a 2-0.
all they need is to watch out for that complacency nga. Huwag maging kampante because all they need is just one win and they are into the playoffs.
Yeah, so we talked about TME's team composition during the pick and ban. Now let's look at Jengski. It's actually pretty standard. They have good initiation.
Yep.
Obviously, you have the Karma with AoE speed. You've got the
Speed
Nautilus
engage.
to engage,
For the
and of
peel
course,
as well.
you've also got the Rise to use the Realm Mark if ever. So looking at them, they really can actually. They have the. There's a benefit to them if this game lasts long.
I wanna
Kasi they
observe-
have the Rise.
Yeah, I want to observe
And
the
the
late
Ezreal.
game talaga on this Ezreal. Gaano ka-powerful yung Fervor buff na
Yeah. Actually, the question is if they can reach late game.
Yeah, if
Kasi,
they can reach late game.
you
Because
know-
with this kind of composition sa TME,
yeah,
they want to have the mid game explode in the face of
Yes.
Jengski.
exactly. Kha'Zix and Jace, both heavily snowballing AD champions. And then the Ziggs as well, if he can get that Morellonomicon early on. So really all about the mid-game explosion as we approach the probably 20-minute mark. But JSK, being a new team, it is interesting to see them take a late game team composition.
Oo.
Can they last facing a veteran team that, well, we'd like to assume, they understand the win conditions of their own team comp. So we'll really have to see if they can withstand the pressure that TME will probably bring, especially during the mid game.
One thing for sure is they have a lead here in the bot lane in a sense that they can easily shop 3 level 6 at ang
Yeah.
Team Manila Eagles bottom duo, but that would require, of course, a vision na it's a prerequisite. Okay? There we go. So that hindi basta-basta makakalapit si Cooks dito because in the early parts of the game, what you don't want to get is a Kha'Zix
Yeah.
getting early kills.
3-6 is the big worry talaga for yung bot lane ng TME kasi Ziggs, Malzahar against Ezreal and Karma. Obviously, Ez and Karma, they really have, like you said, the
Nice
ability
level
to
of
dodge
dodge,
skill shots. They can keep poking you from a very far range. Unlike Malzahar, probably has to walk up a bit forward before he can hit you. So
Yeah, that's actually the recent nerf nga sa kanya.
yeah.
Even actually Malzahar is a good pickup against Ez. Kasi dati, once you're dueling with the Ez, medyo weird yun, support dueling with
Yeah.
support dueling with the ADC. Pero when you are having a stand-up with the Ez, you just press your W and you deny a lot of damage sa Ezreal because your Void Leaks blocks the Q of Ez. Pero ngayon, that's not the case anymore.
Because there's a delay.
Update, 7.2 or 7.3. The spawn of the Void Links matches the animation now.
Yeah.
So most likely the Q will connect before reaching the Void Link.
Yep. And there's the damage. A-Style getting a bit low. Actually going for, he was going to go for the Dorans for that sustain. Spear. Gonna jump in from the bush. I think, no, he's gonna back out. Gonna be going to recall. Meanwhile, Kha'Zix moving over to mid.
Yep.
There's a ping at mid. I don't know why there might be a gank actually
There
on the
is,
rise.
or very likely, ping
actually I think that's a ping for the ward.
Yeah, for a ward.
Yeah, so just waiting to see. Meanwhile, on the
So,
CS
Cooks would-
still. So this is gonna be a bit slow.
Yeah.
Kasi yun nga yung isang problema kasi ng TME is that they kind of lack engage. So if Kha'Zix visits a lane, the likelihood na magsasucceed yung gank na yun is actually quite low.
Yeah.
3-6 Malzahar.
Yes.
Because Jace, the only way he could probably CC is to flash knock you back towards his own turret. And then for Rumble, obviously, wala naman siya masyadong CC. So it's really waiting for this Malzahar to hit 6 so that you can push up bot lane, take the turret, and then start to make the picks with the Malzahar and the Kha'Zix. Before then, it's gonna be a bit slow for TME.
Very slow, ladies and gents. Nobody's level 6 here. If there are some level leads, only one. Pagdating sa mid lane, on the hands of Trevor against, of course, really even in terms of Suzaku and Weasel. I want to mention the top laners as well. Unang teleport nila would be very influential.
Yeah.
To
Very true.
victory in this game. Early on. Pagdating sa late game, mas nakakatakot ng setup ng Rumble.
Yeah.
Because it cannot be denied that the Nautilus would be translating also a late game tank here for JSK.
War just expired in that bush. Rumble will be hitting 6 in just a bit, so they actually can go for the TP play, if ever. But both will be dangerous because Nautilus, of course, with his innate CC, can really punish any lane if they overextend. So it's really interesting to see how this game will progress. First Dragon is going to be Cloud.
Yeah, it will be slow pace. Very likely Shadow will be opting on to regenerating his mana in the instance na bandang level 6. There's enough amount of mana. If he doesn't have the need to recall, it's a textbook. Oh no, it would be even saving his mana. Really uses that Q. So it's a textbook approach here on the Malzahar. Just stay on the side brush, wait for anyone to raise yet, at least get that damage from your Malefic Visions. And here, the read here of JSK, it's time to, this kind of CS mark, it's time to go for your first item.
Whoa.
Here, jump in the mid lane for splash out against Spotless. Won't allow Trevor to connect his Empower Trap Blast.
Yeah, so even without the CC, if you overextend, syempre delikado pa rin yun. So Spotless has to be careful. Kha'Zix starting to push in actually onto the base.
Well, we're expecting this is gonna be a close game din.
Yeah.
Sa larong to. We are just thinking na ang daming nilagay na damage ng Team Manila Eagles. But again, the lack of games, really, that manifests itself so well. Weasel hook, or rather the edge line onto Trevor. Here we go. There's also Suzaku bringing in the equalizer. Doesn't connect onto anyone that much. Oh, Whistle flash in. Spear secures the first blood. All in on Scoops. That is Spear of JSK. Ladies and gentlemen, making a clear introduction against Team Manila Eagles.
Yeah, the biggest difference there was that Coops was level 5 and Spear was 6.
Yeah.
So Spear had his all, and I already knew actually that the moment na pumasok si Spear doon, panalo na actually sila sa team fight because when you match that gank, all the CC is in favor of Spear.
Yeah,
and during the early game, when you look at the trade-off, when you have more CC, usually that translates into you winning the fight, especially yun nga, since wala pang level 60 Coops.
Yes,
the damage on Spear's
in
side.
the early game, Burst scales really well. And that is in the hands of Spear for that engage. As you mentioned nga, hindi pa level 6 doon si Coops. Ang daming kulang na damage dito.
Yeah.
The Empowered takes their fear na makukuha mo pag bandang level 6, diba? Plus your ultimate as well. That stealth bonus would be nice. Actually, securing that kill, I think, against Spotless. Kasi walang flash si Spotless pa nga doon.
Yeah.
But right now, look at that. 7 minutes, 55 seconds into this game, and you got a Warrior's enchantment complete.
Yeah.
On this on
So
Spear.
first blood going to be going to Spear, which will be very important.
Yeah.
Because that will make it much easier to match yung mga gank ni
Plus,
Kha'Zix,
it
especially
quickly
once...
translates onto an item. Yun pa eh. So right now sa game natin again, magiging slow pace nga talaga. Magiging slow pace po talaga to. But I hope TME would have a good read here of the threat that can come from Spear right now. They have a kit very capable of getting this. This is not actually a battle, this is just one kill.
Yeah.
But they have a kit very capable in picking up Spear. Right now, they're gonna be reaching their level 6. And some of them already does. For this game, yun nga, walang flashy Spear dito. So you can just actually anticipate Spear's engage. A counter gank from Kha'Zix would be very big.
Yeah, we're actually just waiting for Shadow to hit 6. He actually is already... I thought, actually, akala ko magagang si Kha'Zix, but he actually decided to recall so he could get his jungle item and the control ward. He'll be going back. Meanwhile, Nautilus and Rise securing, I think, the Scuttle. And looking at the CSO for Rumble is in the lead. He does have a, wow, actually it's a 19 CS lead so far, and Ziggs is actually in the lead, meanwhile, at bot lane with 81 to 71. That is because of the, I think, itemization then for Marquis. Much nicer for the laning phase since kailangan mag-tier ni A-style, so he doesn't have as much damage to poke.
I'm very curious as well from Whistle, actually getting into the right side jungle. Pero wala siyang binagsak na wards. It's very likely there's a scout against Coops, just to give an idea nasaan si Coops dito. Because, you know, it would allow Spear, who is actually intending to get this Drake, and actually initiated it. Get spotted there by Coops.
What?
Really?
What's gonna happen? Okay, so Spear dashed out, and the Cloud... Okay, it resets.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Even
I don't think
at
anyone's
1Q.
gonna take it.
Or should take it.
Yeah.
Right now.
Especially Jenski. This is a bit scary kasi Shadow is already hit level 6, so the burst damage from Kha'Zix and Malzahar and Marquis are really going to hurt. TP available for both sides as well, so that could be a really bloody fight.
Pwede sana siya kunin kung si Coops nakita ni Whistle doon sa top lane. Ayun sana yung pwedeng gawin. Pero hindi na nakita si Coops sa top lane ngayon. Walang wards doon. So,
yeah,
right now, this is a reset. This should be a reset.
Yeah, everyone backing off actually from Dragon, so that's going to be, wow, 3 recalls? No, 2 recalls from Red side. As they do back out Rumble. Oh, so he already gets the hunting guy. He's going to go for Leandries.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Nautilus building the Spectre Scowl and Bambi Cinder. So really top lane, walang patayan dyan.
Yeah,
really
even Marquis picking up the more conservative end here of the Morello Nomicon. Okay. Instead of the Fiendish Codex, yung kukunin niya, he just opted for the mana. Same goes here. A-style here, of course, is a given from an Ezreal to compared to other ADCs nga na mas may awkward yung itemization because of the Tear of the Goddess here. But right now, he got the shield procs.
Yeah, and now post-6, ito na yung part. Kasi during the pre-6, it was a bit awkward kasi maganda pa yung pre-6 kit ni Ez and Karma. But now that you're post-6, you really cannot come too close or walk too close to the bot lane of TME because one flash R and you're probably dead because unless you get a beautiful flash or rather empowered shield.
If I want to account here the heal of A-style, kailangan mo lang maalis yung heal, then 1Q on A-style. The flash R combo would be a sure kill against A-style. But right now, that is the design of the Ezreal. Oh, rather, gonna go for Blaze! Puts in the heal. Not gonna be enough. As you could see that the malefic visions of Shadow will secure the kill.
Exactly what we meant, no?
Yep.
So a simple combo like that, just trying to contest wards will be a huge punishment already on you. And oh, another jungle duel here. Oh, okay, but Coops will escape. Actually, I kind of think Coops should have probably rotated bot so they could have taken Dragon.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he is
Especially
on the other side.
if he wants to capitalize of the power spike
Yeah.
na napakalaki
Yeah.
dito sa bottom lane.
12 minutes in, and a slight gold lead for TME, mostly from the CS lead in all lanes, actually. They have a CS lead, so that's where the gold lead is coming from. And Spotless might be in a dangerous position here.
Yup. Okay, this is very invasive sa base mismo
No Coops is
ng
there.
JSK Esports. Trevor has oh, there we go. There's gonna be a 2v1.
Oh, wow.
And Trevor made a mistake of going to the skies
Oh,
in
no.
on his own jungle. And they're gonna rip away, ram up away from the equalizer. But Spotless is just so low. And Weasel not doing the optimal damage rather, but will be securing the kill against Trevor. It's gonna be awkward. Nautilus securing all these kills. Plus the bonus hits from the Rip Herald. Will bag in a win, a 3-4-1 in favor of TME.
Bias yung Rift Herald,
Yeah.
tinulungan yung TME.
May
Bias.
tattoo yan, may logo pa ng TME yan.
Oo nga.
Oo. Na nakakabit. Tingnan mo yung bandang likod niyan. Ilalim ng shell.
Sa loob ng mata. May
so,
TME
so,
tattoo.
for that engage, nice flash there by Trevor. Clearly a mistake on face checking and even going to the skies.
That was very aggressive actually from Jinx kasi they realm warp inward to the river when Spotless was actually very low and you had a flashless spear. So that was super aggressive and they were really bound to fail at that part kasi yung power spike nga was in favor of TME because this is entering mid-game. So that was a really questionable call from JSK to realm warp inward after what just happened. Pero in any case, they will be giving up a 2,000 gold lead actually.
Yeah, I want to
just because of that failure or that lost flash at river.
I want to give I want to comment as well. Suzaku's equalizer there.
Yeah.
Blue jungle.
He was
really
able
very
to bring
reactive.
them
Nice.
really low.
Yeah.
Para kapag pasok ng realm warp actually, it was a really awkward one. So that
But
is going to
of
be
course-
actually I think double blue, one for Kha'Zix and one for Jace. So this is really bad right now for the laning phase.
And Suzaku's even aiming to influence the other lanes here. Spear's gonna join the party knowing that Suzaku has no flash. But look at that. Things are going south here in the mid lane as Spotless gets clapped here by Trevor. Goes for the chase. Will Weasel be a worthy target? Thank you as champion here. And member of JSK, 2-5 into our scoreboard, and TME's momentum is building up.
Yeah, exactly what I was saying. You have a double blue buff on your jungler and on the Jace, and then Shadow starts to roam. So this is really where TME can make their mark. Kasi once you've got that level 6, once you have the level 6 Malzahar, and you've got the blue buff onto a Kha'Zix and a Jace, they can really start to wreak havoc.
Not to mention
on
Marky
JSK.
walking in the top lane.
Yeah.
Easily taking in the top lane outer turret.
Yeah, exactly.
Two
So
turrets instantly in the hands of TME.
once you can control all the waves with your wave clear and capitalize on your pick potential with the Kha'Zix and the Malzahar, that's really how you play TME's composition right now. And for JSK, the best thing they can do at this point is really just to stall. You have to put up the vision and make sure that you know where Kha'Zix and Malzahar are.
And they may want to not give any more kills really for TME.
Yeah.
Because TME would be in the position to force and run down these turrets.
Yeah.
And in the instance that TME decides to do that, medyo kulang ang wave clear dito ng JSK.
Yeah. Definitely true. Up until an Iceborne Gauntlet and the second core item comes up for Rise, it will really be difficult to contest the wave clear of TME. So they really have to be careful, just continue to keep up the vision. Meanwhile, that is going to be a Cloud Drake secured by TME. So makakatulong talaga yan sa rotation of TME. It will really help them out, I guess, to maneuver around the map easier and secure those picks with the Malzahar and the Kha'Zix.
Yes, kaibigan, so right now the 3K gold lead translates to a 5K gold lead. Clearly, TME, one team very capable of choking out whatever is left against their opponents, especially if they got that early lead. Actually, this is actually just in the hands of Suzaku.
Yeah.
Yun lang. Ang problema, pinakamataas na AoE damage dealer dito is Suzaku.
Yeah.
medyo conditional yung kay Trevor if he decides to really just go at it with the pokes.
Yeah.
Ayan. Pero right now, if there's one, kasi yung kay Trevor, alam mo kung paano mo i-predict. It's a poke. Whereas kay Suzaku talaga, when is the right time to fully engage the rumble?
Yeah.
Uh,
And I guess medyo mahirap din. No? I imagine Rise should probably build an Abyssal soon because there's just so much AP damage coming off of TME. You have the Rumble, Ziggs, and the Malzahar. And he also built Ninja Tabai because he also has to itemize against Jason Kazik. So it's a nice balance of damage. Even though they lack CC, it's really just all about the Malzahar. So,
stall. Yung talaga ang kwento dito. Kailangan makapag-stall dito yung JSK.
Yeah, they need to keep up the vision. Next Drake is going to be Infernal. And not really liking the wards of JSK so far. It's very shallow in the sense na sobrang lapit lang sa base. They're not able to ward the river because of the control wards of TME. So great job from TME to make sure the river is all theirs so they can make the picks throughout the game. That's an easy Rift Herald going over to Coops. Okay.
Actually, yung reaction dito kasi ng JSK would be understanding that TME would be the aggressor.
Yeah.
Kaya sila nag-defensive wards. Pero it's the mistake that they allowed yung mga protruding objectives dito na maging libre lamang para sa TME. That's a very easy Rift Herald.
But at the same time, it's hard to make a suggestion kasi if they were to try and contest those objectives, I really think the team fight will be difficult. So most of the damage right now is really just coming from Spear on the Graves. So they have to wait for probably the 2-item spike of both Rise and A-Style. And so in that sense, siguro, yung unang tanong mo siguro sa pick and ban phases, JSK was probably very confident that they would reach late game against a veteran team.
Yeah. Like that.
I guess that's the biggest question mark there is can they, again, withstand the pressure of such a, such a huge mid-game spiking team?
Look at how TME is really aiming to finish this game early.
Yeah.
Cash in all those early turrets. Even Weasel is flinching in front of Trevor here.
Because that's the thing, they know that they can push 5v5 up to a turret because Whistle's not tanky enough yet to attack all of that damage. So they know that if a 5v5 goes wrong, the TME can really snowball that team fight in their favor. And dang, look at that poke.
Yep. So, halfway, papunta dun sa bottom lane, inhibitor turret, knowing hindi pa na-push dito ni A-Style yung top lane. And I think they should just give this inhibitor.
Yeah, that's, wow, a 20-minute inhibitor,
yeah.
pretty much. And great job from TME to really capitalize on their power spike come mid-game. They've already got so needlessly large Rod and Morellonomicon from Marky, and the Yomu's Ionians for Jace. Just a bit more, and you also have a Zonis for Suzaku, so really ahead. They're winning the gold lead difference simply by objectives. That's 5 turrets to 1 relative to JSK, and Baron's actually coming up in just a bit, so lots of options for TME.
Yeah.
And I guess
Infernal as well.
Yeah, so
1 minute 55.
Yeah, so when you're looking at JSK, it's like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? But really the main thing that they can do only since the laning phase went pretty horribly wrong is just to really keep up the vision and try to capitalize on whatever mistakes TME can make. Kasi keep in mind, TME, yes, they are a veteran team, but there's a reason they're not on the first or second seed, and that's because they really still have a tendency to make mistakes.
Let's see at this one. Realm Warp, not fully committed there.
Yeah.
By Spear as well.
And actually, that's pretty sad because without that Realm Warp, you don't have the ability anymore to outplay if TME decides to go for Baron.
Yeah.
So Baron's actually a very real option here, and I actually think TME has the damage to take the Baron quickly. So let's see how JSK will pull this one off. Next, Drake is also Infernal, and all lanes are pushing in TME's favor, so they really can just make any.
Oh my god. Warden ult.
And there's no smite.
Yeah, and mas unang nakita ni Spear yung animation ng ultimate ni Malzahar kaysa kay Malzahar himself.
Yeah, that's the difficult part. And Flash is still up.
Oh my god.
Ult will be up in just a bit. A-Style receiving a lot of damage, and the poke. There's really just no sustain. Coops though. Oh my gosh. Okay, he's still alive, and the Ezreal ult missing by the thread.
Late.
Yeah. It was a bit late, but they still got what they needed. They got the mid-inner turret, and the bot lane is really pushed forward. Someone needs to defend that. and they're just gonna simply rotate over the top lane. This will probably be another free inner top lane turret. And good rotation.
Demolition crew
Yeah.
from Team Manila Eagles.
Just one by one.
One by one, make it fast.
Yeah.
They actually, to get this kind of lead, kinailangan lang yata nila 2 kills lang.
Yeah. You can see, sobrang konti lang ng kills. It's JSK realizing that they cannot fight TME at this stage in the game
That
because
2
of
kills.
how insane the power spike was after the laning phase.
That 2
ended.
kills on Suzaku.
Yeah.
Right now, no Solari yet. Para doon sa kay Suzaku.
And there's the Infernal Drake.
Yeah.
22 minutes in, and
If I'm not mistaken,
Baron setup.
if I'm not mistaken, with these turrets and this amount of gold in the hands of Team Manila Eagles, Team Manila Eagles outlevels the map itself. I think, di ba kasi nagle-level up din talaga yung mga minions right now, and they have really enough firepower, even outscaling the defenses here of the Baron.
Yeah, they can probably already take this. They're setting up the vision, and it's a huge win for TME kasi they're winning 2 sides. They're winning top side because they're pressuring Baron, and they're winning bot side because they're pressuring the inhib. And there's a kill.
That's a
And
flash.
there's another one, spear.
Well, very likely we'll see the slow return damage. End of the line. Coops gonna be dueling with
Oh, wow,
Spear.
he won.
Spear will be able to win, but of course the rest of the members of TME will be arriving as well.
Yeah, Coop's way too aggressive there.
Yep.
The blind from Graves
Yeah,
blocked
yeah.
all of the auto attacks from Coop, so that was really over aggressive of him. And actually, that will cost them probably like 5 or 10 minutes that they could have spent on Baron.
Yeah.
So,
The opportunity to take the Baron.
really inefficient decision there from Coops, but that is in favor of JSK because again, the longer this game lasts, the stronger Ryze and Ezreal will keep getting. And a 5v5 with a strong Ryze, Ezreal, and a tanky Nautilus will be so difficult for TME once Ziggs and Jace fall off. So that's the worry there.
Trinity Force completed to A-Style. If there is an ideal scenario that would allow JSK to pull off a miracle skirmish against TME, a fight where Ezreal will be allowed to clean up.
Yeah, I guess
but right now the set's really here.
The itemization is really interesting kasi I wonder what would have happened if he went Iceborne Gauntlet first from Trinity Force. I guess the idea was he needed to get as much damage as he could as early as possible.
As early as possible kasi
so he needed to get the Trinity Force.
It's a textbook approach na you'd build armor defenses against the Jace. Pero right now, go for the high risk high reward na dito sa larong to and just stall it out. Right now, Baron in the hands of Team Manila Eagles.
Yeah. I guess it's all about the playstyle din, no? Kasi, I mean, if I was playing the Ezreal, I probably would have gone for the Iceborne Gauntlet just because I feel like the slow down Jace and Kha'Zix, as well as the wave clear you get from the proc is really valuable. But at the same time, the Trinity Force isn't exactly, it's not necessarily a bad buy. It's just a preference per player.
Zonia's Arglass completed.
Yeah.
Recently on Spotless. Now, I'm trying to think if this second core item, this kind of items would be enough for JSK to at least open the door for the late game that they are looking
Actually,
for.
I don't like the Zhonya's buy because that really will delay Ryze's power spike. He should have just gone another hybrid damage, AP damage item like maybe Abyssal or something, but I wouldn't. I really wouldn't have gone for the Zhonya's because this is just gonna make it so much longer for Ryze to be the powerhouse AP carry that we needed to be.
All in combo, and Shadow was not allowed to use his ultimate. This is gonna be the signal. Ultimate, all of them gets used here by TME.
Oh my God.
But of course, there's the damage from Suzaku as well as from Trevor. 3 members collapse onto him. Be able to flash out, and it's gonna be Spotless putting in the final Q. This might be the momentum, but Weasel is not feeling for his teammates as his back line is already gone. This Nautilus is trying to catch the cockroach. He's able to catch it. Yep, dredge line.
Really?
Coops really trolling it against Weasel because he's trying to delay this Nautilus in defending their base. Second inhibitor will fall into the hands of Team Manila Eagles. Coops has
Sino
a jump.
kaya ang mananalo? Abangan!
Coops has a jump. There we go. The dredge line gets juked out there, or gets leaped out there by Coops. 4-4-1, 2 inhibitors. Teleport!
Susunod!
Teleport there by Weasel.
So there's the
Yeah.
Nexus.
That is very
that is
awkward.
one. Okay, actually that's 2 inhibitors down on TME. I guess I can see kung bakit nag-Zonya si Spotless din kasi the additional armor you get is beneficial against the Jace
Yun
and the
nga eh.
Kha'Zix. So looking at the replay, big mistake from Shadow to actually walk up to a grave
Nice play
when
by
you had
Spear.
vision.
Nice play by Spear.
Yeah, so he was able to take out Shadow. They had no single target CC. But again, because of how ahead the rest of the members
Yeah.
of TME are, it actually didn't even matter kahit namatay si
Yeah.
si
What?
Malzahar. in that
This is, ito yung part na napakalaking mistake ni Wiesel. Sumakay siya dun sa red wall.
Yeah.
And hindi na binantayan yung backline. Had it been na may Nautilus doon na nag-defeat
Yeah.
against Suzaku,
That actually would have been much better.
that would result most likely
A more even trade.
or makakakuha sila ng numbers advantage. 4 members will be able to survive. Ganon. Tapos dalawa na lang o tatlo yung hinahabol nila. Hindi makakalapit si Kha'Zix doon. Because right now, because of that, they lose an inhibitor.
Okay, so Coops gets very low. He's actually forced to pop his ult, but Graves also doesn't have his ult now.
Okay.
And this is the last inhibitor for TME to take down. We're 27 minutes in, and it's an over 10,000 gold lead for TME.
Yep.
This is really a huge, huge mountain to try and surpass. Marky!
Okay, in the front line, there's gonna be Weasel receives the full ultimate.
Oh
And a
my
mistake by Acel to jump in. Trevor knows that. So,
Oh.
the main damage dealer gone. This is gonna be a wipe here by TME. Only 2 members remaining para sa JSK. Spotless won't go out of there here unscattered. They're gonna put their rune prison on the Shadow. And you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Team Manila Eagles, they are hungry for that playoffs. They're gonna destroy that first Nexus turn of the game. Won't be indicating the satchel charge of Marky of that Ziggs there. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, finally, or rather, for the game 1. Okay, on this series, the momentum picked up here by the veteran team, Team Manila Eagles victory against JSK Esports, securing 50% of my call.
Yes,
On
exactly.
this
So,
series.
again, just to remind you guys how this affects the playoff thing. So, the condition was TME needs to win 2 games to get into the playoffs. JSK only needs to win 1. So, this means that the next game, literally everything is on the line for the next game.
For this
Whoever
to be-
wins the next game qualifies for the playoffs.
No one has an advantage, or actually, if we understand player mindsets here, ladies and gents, the momentum is in the hands of TME.
Well, yeah.
And the pressure now
It's on JSK.
is on JSK.
Yeah, so they had, actually JSK had the privilege of being lax during game 1 since they only needed 1 win. Pero syempre, ayaw natin na kampante. So JSK really needs to give their all for the next game because like I said, everything is on the line for the next one. JSK, you might want to rethink your pick and ban because you opted into a late game team composition against veterans.
Ito parehas dito na nangyari sa TNC. Observing this, the mga new teams natin. Entering this play for the playoffs episode natin, they're trying to roll compositions na hindi sila pinaka nag-excel.
Yeah.
JSK Esports, they've already given an impression, even in the early days ng ating regular season, they are a very aggressive team. They're a very aggressive team. Hindi sila naglalaro ng long game. Nakikipagsabayan sila, skirmishes at laban kung laban. Yun ang nakilala nating JSK Esports at yun ang hindi natin nakita ngayon.
Yeah.
Yun ang hindi natin nakita ngayon. You can see sa endgame screens natin.
God, look at
makikita mo.
all that damage.
And look at how TME played as a team on this one. Moving as one unit.
Yeah.
Deal damage as one unit.
The veteran experience really showed
There-
they
there-
were all on one page.
There is a running time. Diba? There's a time bump here against TME sa larong to. Yung spike, yung late game ng JSK, they did not allow it.
Yeah, they didn't allow it. That was the question, diba, for pick and ban. Would JSK withstand the pressure of the mid-game spike? And the question was no.
Yeah.
So really, pick and ban, JSK has to ask,
Oh
do we
my
do
God.
that again
Yeah.
when
that game.
everything is on the line?
Of course, nakita nyo po yung ating search and win promo link. Papunta doon sa instructions. And of course, if you're the first one to fulfill that, you get yourself a mystery gift. Mamaya, we have this time yung second promo po natin, which is the Guess That Pro contest. So, ayan, 1-0 on this series. Play between JSK Esports versus Team Manila Eagles. Ano kaya kakahinatnan ng ating Game 2? Grabe. Again, high-stake match.
This is the intense match now.
Kind of one-sided itong game na to.
Yeah.
And kung I'd call on the first 10 minutes ng game natin, kung hindi makapag-step up dito yung JSK,
It's probably
the game. It's probably TME kasi ayan, accounting for the player mindset talaga.
It's all about the mind games. There's
Ganun
still
po.
a chance that JSK can win, so it's all on the line for next game.
Yeah. All in the line, ladies and gentlemen. end of the line for Spearing here. Let's see. Kami po yung naging shoutcasters for this game. Ako po si Shinbu with a 1 for an I. And of course, with me is Amplifier. This is the Bacchus Pro Gaming Series 2017 Spring Split. Drive your energy, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back for our 4th game.
Away! Ram up away from the equalizer, but Spotless just so low, and Weasel not with the optimal damage rather, but will be stealing the kill against Trevor. It's gonna be awkward. Novel stealing all these kills, plus the bonus hits from the
Shadow, and Shadow was not allowed to use his ultimate. This is gonna be the signal. Ultimate, all of them gets used here by TME.
Oh my God.
But of course, there's a damage from Suzaku as well as from Trevor. 3 members collapse out be able to flash out, and it's gonna be Spotless fleeing the final few. This might be the momentum, but Weasel is not feeling for his teammates as his back line is already gone. This Nautilus is trying to catch the cutthroat.
He's able to catch it.
Yeah, correct. Cooks really throwing it.
Okay.
The last year, yeah, for the game, they take down the 27 minutes game, over 10,000 trying to pass Marky.
Okay, the front line is gonna be Weasel receives the full ultimate.
Oh
And a
my
mistake
God.
by Aesop to jump in. Trevor knows that.
Oh.
So the main damage dealer gone. Is gonna be a wipe here by TME. Only 2 members remaining para sa JSK. Spotless won't go out of here unscattered. Gonna put the rune prison on the Shadow. And you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Team Manila Eagles, they are hungry for the playoffs. They're gonna destroy the first third of the game. The satchel charge of Marky on that 6th third. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, finally, or rather, for the game 1. Okay, on this series, the momentum picked up here by the veteran team, Team Manila Eagles victory against JSK Esports, securing 50% of my vote.